This video is to show you how to multiply two matrix. This is divided in two parts. In the first part we have given the condition and method of multiplication, and in the second part we have given an example. First of all, consider two matrix A and B. Suppose for the matrix A the number of row is m and the number of column is n, and for the matrix B the number of row is p and the number of column is q. Now the condition of multiplication of A and B is that n must be equal to p. That is, the number of column in A should be equal to the number of row in B. Otherwise you can't multiply them. Now after multiplication, if you get the new matrix C, then its order must be equal to m by q. That means row number of C would be equal to row number of A and column number of C would be equal to column number of B. Let's take the matrix A like this and take the matrix B like this. See, here the column number of A and row number of B are same, and after multiplication we are getting the matrix C like this. Now we have to find all the elements of this matrix. First of all, consider the first row. Now for this, take the first row of A and the first column of B. Now the first element we have to find is C11. For this, take the first element of first row of A and multiply it with the first element of first column of B plus second element of the first row of A and multiply it with the second element of this column of B. Repeat the thing serially. Move the cursor along the row of A and along the column of B and take the multiplication for each step and sum it. So obviously the last term would be the last term of this row and the last term of this column. Thus we got C11. Now we have to find C12. For this, shift the rectangle of B to the next column, but leave the rectangle of A on the same row. So this is equal to first term of this row multiplied with the first term of this column, plus move to the next element of this row, multiply it with the next element of this column and take the sum. Do the same thing for the rest of the elements. So the last term would be last term of this row multiplied with the last term of this column. Do the same thing for the rest of the elements. Remember, for each element of C, you have to shift the rectangle of B to the next column. So for the last element of this row C1Q, we have to move the rectangle of B to the last column. So this will be equal to first term of this row multiplied with the first term of this column plus second term of this row multiplied with the second term of this column, and do this accordingly. Now we have to find the elements of the next row of C. For this, move the rectangle of A to the next row and rectangle of B to the first column. So for the first term C21, we have to multiply the first term of this row with the first term of this column plus second term of this row multiplied with the second term of this column. Do the process accordingly, and the last term would be the last term of this row multiplied with the last term of this column. So repeat the same thing for all the elements. I think you got the technique. When you have to change the row number of C, we have to change the row number of A, fixing the column number of B, and to change the column number of C, change the column number of B, fixing the row number of A same. So for the elements of the last row of C, move the rectangle of A to the last row. So first element CM1 equal to first element of this row multiplied with the first element of this column plus second element of this row multiplied with the second element of this column, and so on. So in this way you can multiply any two matrix if they satisfy the condition of multiplication. Now if you want to go through an example, link is given in the description. Click and watch it.